live this time. Finally. Wow, that was an act of Congress to get this thing live. So I hope it's not coming off of the webcam because it would not let me gain access for some reason to my microphone. Does it sound like it's coming from this microphone right here by the camera? Or does it sound like am I getting really loud right now? Please, someone let me know. So I see I have 9 of you. Please, somebody give me feedback. Does it sound like it's coming from this microphone? So I hope it's not coming from the webcam mic. Matt, let me know something here. Does it sound like my audio is coming from here? Or is it coming from here? Well, it's not about how good you hear me. I'm asking which one it's coming from. Somebody help me out here. Am I getting it from right here? Definitely from comp, not mic. Damn it. Well, because for some reason it wouldn't allow me to do this. Oh, well, I guess I get the hell out the way. Appreciate everybody jumping in. So I got a few packages in, and I figured, hey, haven't done a live stream in a while. Why not do a live first impressions? So I actually got a fragrance from Meleg Perfumes. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Matthew Meleg. If you have not, these are all handcrafted. He is the perfumer. He does these wax seals on the bottles. He sources everything. It's all the same quality oils you would expect from all the top perfume houses. I know a lot about Matthew. I just haven't tried his fragrances before. And then we have the 2 new releases from Samy in his Hieroglyphs collection. Get that to focus for you guys. The 2 Cosmos fragrances he just released. Haven't sprayed anything. I put the atomizers on to make it quick and easy, but I haven't. Still sounds good. Okay, good. Long as y'all can hear me, that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter which microphone I'm on. So first things first, we got 22 people in here. That's plenty to get going. So the presentation is on point here. It's this wooden box. Love how it's burned in. Look at this. For an indie perfumer who sources his own materials and does everything himself, top-notch presentation, not gonna lie. So Matt reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested. We've talked before. We talked last year and ended up not doing anything together. And yeah, I'm sure you think so, Matt. Different Matt. I'm talking to Georgia Gent, guys. Anytime you hear me talk directly to a Matt, I'm talking to Georgia Gent. It's like my little brother. Anyways, so we've had conversations before. I never actually tried anything from the house. He reached out to me, asked me if I'd be interested in checking out one of his fragrances. Sure, why not? Love featuring indie brands on the channel. It's one of my favorite things to do. He had me pick one out, and I went with Canadian Gentleman, and I do have the notes right here, and it's the one that said safest bet to me, because when it comes to houses that can make some really artistic and challenging fragrances, I try to go safe first. If I like your safer offering, then it'll make me want to dive into, the more risque, heavy animalic musks and stuff like that. I know he's got a lot of heavy musks, deer musks and stuff like that. So I didn't want to mess with none of that right off the bat. So let's check out this presentation though. Love the wax seal. So that is his own stamp. So Canadian Gent. It's a 30% oil concentration. This is a 50 ml. Meleg Perfumes actually has a barcode right here. 70% volume. So cap holds really, really strong. So normally I would do things on skin, but I have a feeling this is going to be crazy strong, and I know Sammy's fragrances are always crazy strong. So we are going test strip atomizers. Quite nice. Right off the bat, I can tell you that's got a pretty dense creaminess to it. Wasn't expecting that. Canadian Gent, yeah, that's right. That's the name of it. So this is a little bit animalic for being on the fresher side. So let me give you guys the notes. So the top is rosemary from the US, mint from Canada, pink pepper organic from China, the mid cedarwood from Canada, juniper from Canada, frankincense from Oman, cedarwood and frankincense co-distillation from France, and the base is vintage musk ketone from Germany. And I can tell you right now, it's a creamy, fresh, musky smell in the top. Definitely has the gentlemanly appeal. So the name is pretty fitting. Now, I don't know how close that ties into being Canadian. I have no idea. But it definitely has that refined appeal to it. It's put together, not playful, not something I think the younger fellows would really like too much. This is Oxford and above kind of smell. So, like that's why I say the name's fitting. Canadian Gentleman is very fitting. It's very creamy. It's not heavy on the juniper like I kind of thought it might be. The rosemary's not overdone. It's actually very well balanced and blended. Nothing's jumping out at me outside of some accords. I'm not really getting specific notes. No, I don't. I see your question. Any sweetness? I don't really find it has any sweetness. Aside from this clean, creamy, musky smell, I can't really pick out anything. There's no rosemary jumping out at me. The juniper's not jumping out at me. I don't get a heavy dose of smokiness, considering there's two different forms of frankincense here, as far as that co-distillation between the cedarwood and frankincense and the standalone frankincense. It does have a little bit darker edge, but it's not coming out just smoky to me. Seeing frankincense twice in the note breakdown, I would think it would be very smoky. Rosemary and mint and pink pepper up top, I would think super fresh and sweet, because pink pepper is a sweeter pepper. It's settling a little bit, and there's a little tone of sweetness. I mean, very, very faint. But that's the strange thing. Seasons. So this is not a summer fragrance, in my opinion, unless you're going to be indoors. It's not that it wears really heavy, but it is a little bit denser than something I would want to wear, say, in a sleeveless shirt like I am right now, outside in the heat in the middle of August. I'm guessing fall and winter. Not necessarily. Sam, what's up? My stepbrother in the house. No, Adriano, I wouldn't say fall and winter, nighttime. This is a daytime scent, signature scent worthy kind of stuff. But for the high heat, I would say indoor settings, climate control. Because I could see once your body really starts heating up, this can get a little cloying. That's how it comes across to me. What are we testing? So I have a fragrance that just came in from Meleg Perfumes. This is Canadian Gentleman. And then I have two fragrances, the two newest fragrances from Samy Andraus that we'll be smelling shortly. We just started a few minutes ago, Sam. You did not really miss anything, my man. Yeah, spring and fall for sure. This is definitely, like I said, Oxford and above is where I would gear this as far as attire. This is not something I would wear how I'm currently dressed, flat bill and a sleeveless shirt. Great work fragrance. This smells, I don't want to sit here and say it's too, I don't want to use the word serious and make it sound like it's a very dressy fragrance, but it smells like somebody that wants to be taken seriously, because it's not, there's no synthetic nature to it whatsoever. It's very refined and it's very smooth. For as musky animalic as it is, it's very, very smooth. That's the main thing I can say. Went to buy Elixir and was sold out at Dior's website. I already secured a bottle. I have a bottle in the mail right now. Dior Sauvage Elixir is all the hype right now, and it's justified in my opinion. Get your nose on it if you can, fellas. But that's not what we're talking about here, Matt. Don't sidetrack me. Let's see. Is there a website for this? No, I got a buddy that hooked me up. Man, so there is a slight freshness, but it's not dosed heavily. It's settling into a more woody, musky type of smell, because you guys know how it is. On the paper, it's not the same as on skin. It'll be a little bit flatter of a smell. It won't brighten up as much, but it'll dry down a whole lot faster. So you can really get to what it's all about in a few minutes versus having to wait a few hours on skin. Shut up, Matt. Yeah, I'm digging this. This is very refined, signature scent worthy kind of stuff. I'm going to do some further testing on skin. I'm going to give this a full wearing. If enough people want to see a full review on this one, I probably will. I've been trying to get caught up on my individual reviews. That's why you've been seeing a lot more of those this month from me. I was kind of backed up on them. Some loser gave a thumbs down. Oh, that's every time. I think YouTube just naturally makes it happen. It's to that point. I'm not worried about that. Mushin is great from Meleg. Yeah, this is the first one I've tried, Ryan. I haven't tried anything else from the house. I figured I'd go with something that said safe to me, that kind of fits my style, because I do like the office, gentlemanly type of fragrances, fougères, things like that. Frank, you didn't have to do that, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support, man. Definitely did not have to do that. Yeah, I'm digging this one. So if you're looking for something that screams sports jacket, and I mean screams sports jacket, I'm going to check this one out, fellas. Canadian Gentleman. So you're going to get what you pay for. High quality oils for sure, because they're not cheap. Let me see actually what this is going for on the website. So it is $210. Now, I don't know. I would assume that's Canadian, because he is in Canada. Yeah, it's on Canadian. Let me switch it to USD. 167.93 is the equivalent. So not cheap, but it is a high quality handcrafted niche fragrance. You do have to keep that in mind. Sample, 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 sample. You know how I am with niche fragrances. I don't say anything's blind buy safe when we start getting into this price bracket. Sample if you can. 150 and above, I say sample. But I like it. I'm digging it. So we're moving on. So, which one of these should we go with first? I guess Rubellite Cosmos is what we'll check out first from Samy. If I can get the damn thing to focus. This is the downside to my webcam. It never wants to focus. There we go. So let's take a look at the notes, shall we? Let you guys check it out real good before I take a look. This is hard to read backwards. Tagetis? I don't know how to pronounce that. Lemon, jasmine, vetiver, cyclamen, blackcurrant, and woody notes. As you know, with this hieroglyph collection from Samy, it's his version of something. What his version of, I don't know. We'll see if it smells good or bad, though. It's kind of 50-50 with Samy. Like, he'll send me a package, which these were all sent to me for review. I'm not going to sit here and act like they weren't, which I stated at the beginning with. For those of you that are just joining, I did state that at the beginning. Classic Pokemon, Jesus Christ. So it's very fresh and fruity and citrusy up top. But what I was going to say was, with Samy, it's kind of been 50-50 hit or miss. Like, half of what he sent that comes out, I think, is really good, and half of what comes out is just meh. Okay, you know. I think there's been a lot of hit and miss. Lately, it's been more hits than misses, but that's traditionally been the thing. Samy's got a lot of fragrances at this point. It's a heavy dose of lemon. Very heavy dose of lemon. I mean, that's all I'm getting here is just lemon, and there's a little bit of a creaminess underlying, but not heavy, not the kind of creaminess that this has, obviously. Who's Samy? Samy Andraus. He is a Spanish reviewer with a little over 100,000 subscribers, and he also has his own line of fragrances that he creates himself. That is who Samy Andraus is. First Samy Andraus fragrance, I would recommend always Blue Sapphire. His version of Elysium is my favorite of every version I've tried, even more so than the real deal. I have a bottle of Elysium Parfum Cologne. I wear Blue Sapphire more than I wear Elysium Parfum Cologne. That's always my default answer. Blue Sapphire. I love Blue Sapphire from Samy. It's my favorite, hands down. Tell Samy to fix his shipping to Sweden. That would be a very good message for Samy Andraus, actually. He is pretty easy to reach on Instagram and Messenger. That's usually how I talk to him, mainly on Messenger. I like a good lemon. Look, this is dominated lemon. I'm not getting anything else but lemon. Am I an oversprayer? It depends on the fragrance. It's funny that you say that. So I had somebody on my scent of the day little TikTok that I did. I put it on Instagram as well for yesterday for Creed Viking. And I sprayed 7 sprays, and I had 2 different people tell me I sprayed way too much. So I went ahead and tagged Michelle, and I said, actually, at Curly Fragrance would probably say I didn't spray enough. Cracked me up that, look, Creed Viking is not a strong fragrance. 7 sprays is not overdoing it. Honestly, for a heavy sprayer, that's a 10+ spray fragrance, I'm sure. For me, the fresher the fragrance, the more the sprays. So The lighter it is, I go into the double digits, 10, 11, 12, 13 sprays, sometimes 15 sprays depending on the fragrance. My average is 5 to 7. The stronger the fragrance, the less I spray. So I adjust accordingly to answer your question. Stefan, I know you do 15 and 20. You make sure to let me know in the Scent of the Day post all the time. There's a little bit of a different fruitiness starting to settle in with this one. It's not just lemon at this point. Getting ready to purchase my first Samy fragrance, and yes, it would be Blue Sapphire. Yeah, love the channel, and I've spent so much money following you. Well, I appreciate that, and I apologize at the same time, because look, I know my passion can come off as a sales pitch sometimes. People tell me that all the time, and I assure you this is just who I am. If you've been watching me a long time, I'm sure you figured out it's just who I am. When I get passionate, passion is what it is, you know. How many sprays for Dior Homme cologne? Dior Homme cologne, that's an easy 10 sprayer for me, 8 to 10 sprays. I don't go super heavy with it. Is Samy's fragrances reasonably priced? Yes, they're 1 ounce bottles. They're all sub $30, $25 to $28 depending on the fragrance, and you can save an extra 10% with code TLTG10. I don't have an affiliate link. I do have a link for convenience down below for Meleg and for Samy. Neither are affiliate links. They're just there for your convenience. If you happen to hear something you like and you want to check them out, it's there for you. I don't have any discount codes for Meleg or anything, but I do have a discount code for Samy. TLTG10 will save you 10%. It's the car salesman in it. Yeah, I mean, that was natural for me. I mean, I've been this way my whole life. I just happened to be in sales for several years on top of that. It is getting a bit creamier and fruitier. Cyclamen, that might be what it is, because it's got a little bit of a little floral touch, but it's not really jumping to the forefront. The lemon's calming down, but there's another fruitiness starting to creep in. I'm thinking it's the black currant, but it's not really showing its head and saying, hey, I'm black currant, I'm bitter citrus, bitter fruit. Let's check out the new Leather Intense from Alexandria. Well, the thing is, anytime I want to wear Dior Homme Parfum, I have 2 bottles. I'll just go with Dior Homme Parfum, because that is a masterpiece, honestly. That's one of the, in my opinion, one of the best fragrances ever made. Top 5 all time for me, regardless of niche designer or whatever. Love that fragrance. Not bad. Not great. Not blowing me away. If I had to throw a number out on Rubellite Cosmos, I would say it's like a 6, 6.5. Nothing special. Average, maybe slightly above average at best. You know, it smells really good. It's just nothing super special. I wouldn't say you need to race out and get it. It's not blowing me away. What's going on, Tara? We got Tara in the house. Everybody say hi to Tara. So, moving on. So, Amethyst Cosmos is going to be the next one we're going to check out here from Samy. Let you guys see the note breakdown. I see plum at the top. Plum and cinnamon. Ooh. Plum, cinnamon, labdanum, woody notes, cypress, vanilla, and fir. This has potential. This could be really, really good. Hey, Ross, what's your favorite layer combo? No favorite layer combo whatsoever. I get asked that a lot. I do not layer. I pick a fragrance, and I roll with it. I don't overcomplicate things. 2 good sprays. Patrick. We have a Patrick Quee sighting. Everybody say hi to Patrick, too. Ooh. Okay, this is definitely going to get higher than a 6.5. This opening is delightful. Fat Shetty, what's up, my man? He's a regular. It's almost got a bit of a medicinal smell, as strange as that is. It's not so much the cinnamon, it's a heavy dose of plum. Man. Labdanum, cypress, vanilla. I don't get a lot of vanilla, but I'm getting a big old dose of plum, juicy plum. The labdanum shining through because it's got this leathery nature to it in the opening. This is nice. I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be, though. I wish Samy was on here so he could tell me what the inspiration was for this fragrance. Man, I can tell you right now, this is going to be 7+. I'm going to give it another minute. This might sound strange. It's oddly addicting. Do I love or hate Dior Fahrenheit? I don't hate Fahrenheit at all. Fahrenheit is a respect your elders kind of fragrance, in my opinion. That's one that you got to pay. You got to pay your respects to, even if you're not a big fan of it. I enjoy it. My favorite flanker and version of it is the Le Parfum. I think that's another one that's up there with Dior Homme Parfum. That's top 10 all time, in my opinion, with Fahrenheit Le Parfum. It's just that smooth and rich. It's so good. This has a little bit of a cough syrup kind of smell. Actually, more like a cough drop. It's got this menthol tone to it, which I don't see anything outside of maybe cypress that could add any sort of minty nature. I think it's just that fresh of a cypress oil that's used that it's adding this fresh green, almost minty quality to the plum that's creating this cough drop kind of smell. It's weird to say, as I'm sure it's weird to hear, but it's oddly enticing. I keep wanting to smell it. Yes, Blue Sapphire is his version of Elysium. It's more citrus. Bashan, what's going on? Man, I'm digging this. Okay, so the opening alone was like a 7.58. The opening wowed me. It's settling down. It's different. I haven't smelled this before, so I have no idea what it's supposed to be a clone of or inspiration of. But I think overall, this is every bit of a 7.5 out of 10 fragrance. It's oddly addicting. It's different. Strange. I'm telling you, strange is a good word for it, but it works. So one okay and one hit from Samy this go round. Yeah, I'm sticking with it. 7.5 for Amethyst Cosmos. I really, really like this. It's a heavy dose of plum, almost a minty green freshness from the cypress, a little bit leathery from the labdanum. Yeah, I'm really digging that. Let's check out Rubellite Cosmos one more time now that it's sat for a few minutes. Kind of bland. Faded off to just a basic wood scent. Yeah, wood and vetiver. Nothing special in the dry down. Now this is on paper, obviously. Yes, Alex. Alex is right. 3-in-1 Parfums, Dior Homme Parfum, their version is spot on. It's a little bit fresher in the top than the real deal, but the dry down is basically 1-to-1. Yeah, nothing special here. A faint fruitiness still, but it's more vetiver and woods at this point. Kind of basic. Bryn, how are you? Yeah, I'm going to stick with a 6.5. It's okay. It's nothing special. I'm a 6. We're going a flat 6 on this. Rubellite Cosmos is a 6. Nothing special here. It's okay. I wouldn't even put it in the top 10 from Samy. Maybe even the top 15, because Sammy's got like 30 fragrances or so at this point. It doesn't crack the middle of the pack. But this, Amethyst Cosmos, this is interesting. I like this one. I'm sticking with 7.5. And let's check out Canadian Gentleman one more time. Ooh. Ooh, it's getting better now that it's settled even more. That is a look. If you like musky fragrances, you know, niche musk. And when I say niche musk, I mean quality musks. This is good. This is real good. And look, I traditionally not a fan of musk, but when it's clean, even animalic, but clean, a white musk type of thing, I dig it. This is dominated by a creamy, clean musk. Canadian Gentleman. Look, this is the shit. I'm not, no sugarcoating it. Sorry for the cursing. This is the shit. This is some good stuff right here. Get a sample of this. Too expensive to just blind buy, but man, that is good. And the smokiness has creeped in a bit more. There's an edge to it. I'm guessing that's that cedar. Kind of it's added a rough edge, but still pretty smooth. I know that's contradictory to one another, but musks can be very sexy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Aphrodisiac. Musks are an aphrodisiac for sure. Mixed with pheromones, I'm sure that stuff can work for some people, you know. Yeah, this is delightful. Meleg Perfumes Canadian Gentleman. Man, this stuff is super, super nice. So the business is out the way. Actually, one more thing I'd like to touch on before we just chat. So James, I don't know if you're watching, subscriber to the channel. He was looking forever for Windsor from English Laundry. Looking, kept reaching out to me. And look, I have a bunch of gift sets of it from when it was going circulating a few years ago, and they were on clearance for like $10 a gift set. So I said, I'll just send one to you. No big deal. So he randomly, because he had my return address, so he randomly emailed me the other day and said, hey, I'm sending you a surprise in the mail, and I'm not taking no for an answer. So he'd already sent it. But he sent me a little coffret from English Laundry, and the note that he had in it said, none of these were his cup of tea, only Windsor works for him. And he sent me a coffret of 2 of my favorites, and then Crown, which nothing special. It's good. It's just it didn't wow me enough to buy it. I do like London. I have the EDT and the EDP of London. But the main attraction here for me is this little 20 ml of Oxford Blue. So those of you that have been watching me a long time, you know I used to wear Oxford Blue all the time. Well, my 20 ml is like down here. So I've been hoarding the sprays. That's why you never see me wear it, because it's like I need to get another bottle before I wear out the rest of it. So now that he went ahead and hooked me up, I have another 20 ml, so I got like 25, 26 ml. This is going to be back in the rotation for the fall this year. I'm pretty excited. So, James, if you see this, I know I already emailed you back, but shout out to you, my man. I appreciate it. I don't like subscribers sending me stuff. I really don't. You guys know that. But he didn't give me a choice here. When you got my return address, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Refuse the package? You know? So let me catch up on some of this. Another 13 is my favorite musk. I haven't tried that. I have not tried that. Musk de Cebilles is my favorite. All right, we got a musk conversation going on. Doug, give a shout to George on Facebook. He will help you out for those samples. Yes, so those of you, I get messages like this all the time about delays in getting samples. So guys, the answer I've been going with lately is you have to remember George is one man. He does not have a large operation, but he has the business, the sales volume of a much larger business than his current infrastructure. So please be patient. He will get back to you as he can. He literally gets hundreds of emails a day, and he will get to you. You know how George is. George wants everybody to be happy. He is a people pleaser. Just please bear with him, because like I said, he doesn't have the infrastructure currently for the amount of business Zaharoff actually does, which is due to all of you. On behalf of my friend, I'd like to say thank you. Not my company, but I do like seeing him prosper because he deserves it. That's the hardest working man in this little community we have, for sure, and he deserves all the success. Oxford Blue is a good, decent scent. I agree. It's nothing special. I actually prefer it to Eros. It was the reason I didn't get Eros for so long. The reason I bought Eros EDP is because I was running low on Oxford Blue, and I figured, might as well get my hands on Eros finally. Community is the coolest. That's what's important to me. I like the community aspect of this. I treat my community tab as a way to promote those in the community videos I like and so on. I like that kind of stuff. Chapard Musk is super dope. I've never tried that one either, Sam. I normally am not a big fan of musks, but when it's done to my taste, it's hard to deny how good a clean musk can be. A lot of people really like Elixir. So yeah, that's all the hype right now, and it is legit. It is absolutely legit. I can vouch for that. If you like spicy fragrances, you will like Sauvage Elixir. If you don't like Sauvage EDT and EDP, you might still like Sauvage Elixir because it's not heavy on the Sauvage DNA. I will get Prada Oceans at some point. Haven't had an opportunity. I've been buying so much stuff lately. I kind of wanted to dial it back for a few weeks. That's why you haven't been seeing a whole bunch of fragrance hauls. That's why I had this little bit of stuff. I figured, let's do a live stream and talk about it. Let's see. Is the new Sauvage at retailers? It's at some retailers. It's definitely at some. First Instinct Blue. Smells great, weak performer, but definitely worth the money. You find it at the rack stores. $30 I saw yesterday or day before when I went to Marshall's. Day before, it was $30 for a 100 ml. No, 25 is going rate from them. Somebody priced that wrong, but $25, it is a decent scent. Check out, if you want to see some funny reactions, check out the 2 smell and rate videos I did in my first trip to Chicago this year. One with Justin and Andrea, the other with Grace and Anthony. I used that as a surprise fragrance in both videos. Got rave reviews on scent alone, because the scent is really good. It's synthetic, but for a blue synthetic fragrance, it does smell really good. It's a good cheapie. Ultra Red. Yes, I have a bottle of it. I have a bottle of it. I've worn it a few times since I got it. I got it in the spring. How do you collectors keep your fragrances well over time? It's all about storing them properly. Keep them in a cool, dry place. I keep the boxes. I started keeping the boxes about 2 years ago, just for storage purposes. All the stuff you see loose bottles was before I started keeping the boxes, because this is, I mean, I had to get another shelf. I need another shelf on top of that. It's ridiculous how many fragrances I have, really. John Barbados fragrances that project well and have good sillage. Well, it depends on your skin chemistry. That all depends on your reaction. I never buy a fragrance based on what I hear about performance. I buy fragrances based on scent, because scent is number one for me. I don't have to have an 8, 10, 12, 16 hour, 38-day fragrance like some people. Some people, that's all they care about. How's it perform? How's it perform? How's it perform? Main question should be, how does it smell? Once you hear what you need to hear from that, then, okay, well, how does it perform? I'm not saying performance isn't important, but I'm saying for me, it's not number one, it's number two. Break it and lucky out when it gets cooler. What's your most complimented fragrance of all time? Invictus Aqua, regardless of ladies, men, whatever. Invictus Aqua. Never fails. I wore it the other day, got 2 compliments actually. I wore it like 2 days ago. 38 days. Yeah, that's me and Justin have this conversation all the time, because Justin gets the same kind of questions about performance that I get. That's like the biggest question I get, regardless of what the video is. If I don't cover performance, that you better believe people are coming out the woodworks to ask about performance. Have to get your nose on, Ross. Javoy private label. You're not the first person to tell me that, actually. Barbados 20 Indigo, I am very interested in, with that Mountain Blue Rose. I forgot which mountain. That looks like they're trying something different. That is very interesting to me. I actually featured it in one of my new and upcoming fragrances, little podcast style videos that I do with using iFragrance Official, their Instagram page. The night lasted exactly 38 days on me. I believe it. I believe it, Patrick. If there's anybody it would last 38 days on, it's you, my friend. I've heard of Ventus being similar to cool water. I don't know who said that, because that is false. And I'm sure everybody in this comment section will agree with me. Aventus does not smell like cool water, nor does it have similarities. They are completely different scent profiles. I prefer the new... Wow. Hey, to each their own. Look, Ralph's Club is versatile. It's not what I expected it to be. I expected a dense green woody fragrance, and I got a fresh blue fragrance. But hey, if you like that style, I get it. I love that style too. But personally, I'm digging Sauvage Elixir. It's going to be one of the top 3 releases of the year for sure. That, Rosé, and the third one I'd have to think about. But so far, that's the 2 that have wowed me the most that have been released this year: Signature Rosé and Sauvage Elixir, for sure. I've been seeing some hype about Afnan, not only in tints, sold out everywhere. I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard or smelled it or anything. I don't have anything from Afnan. Nothing. Yeah, the price is a bit high for a 60 ml designer fragrance, but I can tell you what, after you smell it, I know for me, I had to have it. I had to have it. And I even said in the first impressions video, if I deem it smells good enough, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna buy it. I gotta have it. If I gotta have it, I gotta have it. Upcoming fall weather, top 3 I would recommend. I actually just did a fall fragrances I'm excited to wear, because that was pretty heavily requested. And Spice Bomb Night Vision EDP is one of them for sure. Off the top of my head, I'm ready to pull that one out. I love that. That was like my favorite release from last year. Second favorite, Lamar from Kajal. That's another one. That was my favorite release from last year, actually. So those 2, I can't think of the third one at the moment, but those 2 I'm pretty excited about. Ralph's Club, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's just they went really safe. I thought it was going to be more old school with a modern twist, and it was straight up a new school, mass appealing fragrance. It was not what I expected. I expected it to be more true to the heritage with a name like Ralph's Club and the way the bottle looked. I expected it to be more of a heritage style fragrance, paying homage to the brand, when it was just, hey, let's put something fresh out there for people to buy. It's kind of what it feels like they did. Got to go. Have a good evening. Alex, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for being you. Thank you for stopping in. Prada Black for fall, too. Yes, Prada Black is amazing. That doesn't get enough love. I'm bad about not wearing it enough myself. Tara, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming pop in. Let's see. Tobacco Reserve. Yes, if you can find Tobacco Reserve for a decent price and you like tobacco, yes, must have. Must have, in my opinion. It's a dry green leaf herbal tobacco with some sweetness. It's loud. It lasts forever. Oh, I love that stuff. It is so good. So good. If you can find it for a decent price, get it. Get it. As long as you like tobacco fragrances, because it's heavy green leaf tobacco. Free sample in the mail. Excuse me for a sec. Diet Dr. Pepper break. You guys know every live stream's got to have a bottle of Diet Dr. Pepper, it seems like. Those of you that have been seeing the Instagram lives. Let's see. Old school Zeno. See, I don't hate Zeno, but I don't love Zeno. I kind of fall somewhere in the middle. It's nothing special for me. I've smelled it a lot of times. I put it in my cart on FragranceNet. Couldn't tell you how many times, and I never end up getting it. Happy Land Green Irish Tobacco. That is a good fragrance, too. As far as Happy Land, the one that would be the third one. I'm glad you brought up Happy Land. El Gudo. That's the other one for the three I would recommend for fall. El Gudo is just so good. It's got this grape whiskey kind of smell to it. It's an apple brandy, grape. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm ready to wear that one for sure. Tuscan leather clones besides Rosas. There's about 1,000 of them. Pretty much every leather fragrance these days, it seems like, designer anyways, seems to model itself after Tuscan leather in some way. Even a lot of niche fragrances. There's so many. I don't even know where to start with Tuscan leather fragrances. Next tobacco will be red tobacco. Red tobacco is a beast. It's an absolute beast. It's a bit darker and edgier. It's real pungent up top. It's heavy on that smokiness. If you want a cleaner, fresher version of that, obviously it's more expensive, but Argos Triumph of Bacchus. It's a similar scent profile, just a lot higher quality, smoother, cleaner. Still performs about the same. It's just got more fruits up top, and it doesn't have all that smokiness, and it's not as pungent. It's not full of oud and smoke, but still has a similar scent profile. Get a sample and try that one. Gravity. Now we're talking. Aramis Special Blend. I haven't tried that one. I've been wanting to get that one in Modern Leather. That's the two from Aramis I've been wanting to get my hands on. Tom Ford Noir Extreme. That's a great fragrance, great sweet fragrance. I have Noir EDP. I don't have Noir Extreme. I'd like to get Noir Anthracite as well. I mean, the list of what I want seems like it's forever long. First Instinct Together. How's Dunhill treating you? Dunhill's not really performing. It's okay. It's turned into basically, it's really linear on my skin. It's basically been like a dry sandalwood smell, like a dry woodiness, almost like smelling plywood. It smells like wood shop almost to me. It's kind of strange how it's doing that on my skin. I mean, it's not a beast. I didn't expect it to be a beast, but it faded pretty quickly. After about an hour, it's pretty much a skin scent, but that's okay. Business over pleasure elixir. Never. That's never coming out. That's funny though. We tried Desire Red and Blue. Yes, I have both. I have a review on Red from 2 years ago up on the channel, and then I featured Blue in several videos. Point of purchase Sauvage when everyone's wearing it. Well, that depends. So because you hear everyone wears it, you shouldn't worry about that. But if people around you are wearing it, then yeah, it's a concern. Because there was a stage when I had a lot of coworkers wearing it. I didn't touch it. Once I stopped working there and worked somewhere else, I had no one around me wearing it. That's when I started buying Sauvage. So hearing everybody wears it and literally having everybody around you wearing it are two different things. So it all depends. Because Sauvage, love it or hate it, smells good. To me, it smells great. I like the EDT. I like the EDP more than that. I like the Parfum even more than that. And then now I think I like the Elixir the most. You know, I don't have the cool spray. The cool spray is kind of weird. I've tried it. I don't want it. But tell George to make bigger candles. They burn too quick. LOL. So those candles that came with the shave sets are made by Gentleman's Nod. George didn't make those. So they're using George's oil, name, logo, and license. So that would be for Gentleman's Nod, actually. But for the shave sets, those are limited run. Once they're gone, just like the fragrances, when they're gone, they're gone. Top 3 from Creed. Well, I don't even own 3 from Creed. I own 2, Viking and Aventus. Let's see. Always on point buying. Try to catch up. Who is El Gudo by? Happyland Studio. Go to happylandfragrances.com. You can get a sample. You can get a sample for a couple of bucks. Shameless 15 will save you 15% off your order because their newest fragrance is called Shameless, which is awesome. I'm wearing it probably this weekend. It's been in the rotation almost every week since I got it. Love that stuff. Has the guts. Try layering Dracar Noir and Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne. That's interesting. Sounds like an odd combination. You're done with Sauvage. That's fine. Shameless is great. Yes, Shameless is awesome. I think it's the best release he's put out in a while, aside from El Gudo. Fudu Fafa was pretty good. Shadowland was good. It didn't blow me away at first. It was a little strange, but the dry down was really, really good on it. And then Shameless, I mean, it was the much needed fresher fragrance from Happyland. It came out so good. Yeah, I love Strike Gold Shave. Frank's a great guy. Frank does great work. Funny you say that. I shaved last night and I used Junto. Couldn't think of the name for some reason. I used my Junto shave set from Strike Gold. Discontinued Guerlain Homme. I would love to give you my opinion. I have not tried it. Joe Roman in the house. Vape time. What's up, man? Smell Creed. Yes, I've smelled a bunch of Creeds. I just don't own but 2. Millesime Imperial is a kind of a timeless classic. Original Santal, that's one I still think I'd like to get my hands on. I still want a bottle of Royal Oud. Original Vetiver, I've had moments where I thought I would want it, and then I've gotten over it. Same thing with Silver Mountain Water. I got so many ways to smell like Silver Mountain Water that it doesn't pay to buy a bottle. And then Himalaya. I really like Himalaya. That's one I've debated on getting many times. Very creamy, musky type of fragrance. Club de Nuit, Intense Man, Milestone, Sillage. Yeah, there's some good clones for sure. There's a lot of ways to smell like a lot of Creed fragrances. Now, granted, these clones, if you're okay with stepping down the quality, then hey, yeah, get the clones. But if you want the quality, you got to go with the originals, you know. The originals are always the better scent, in my opinion. The originals are always the better scent, especially with niche houses, because the quality they're using with the oils is going to be superior. Now, with these clone level oils, they tend to crank up the performance because they put high concentrations and yada yada yada. When you use higher level ingredients, you don't need as high of an oil concentration to get performance. Hawas. Look, I keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I want to get it, but then I don't want to, because if I want to wear Invictus or Invictus Aqua, I'll just wear an Invictus or Invictus Aqua, you know. Bro, I'll call you this weekend, heading to Vegas for the week. My man, heading to Vegas. Last time we chatted, you were in Atlantic City. Sam, I'm trying to live your life, brother. My man, we'll talk soon. It's my stepbrother, y'all. If y'all aren't following Sam Broom Fragrances, what are you doing with your life? I thought you liked fragrances. Come on now. Make sure to check out Sam Broom Fragrances. I responded to your Rasasti Hawass thing. You can stop putting the same comment over and over. I was talking directly to you. Anything from Pierre Cardin? No, not since I was a small child. I had the original Pierre Cardin little splash when I was a kid. I haven't had anything since. Only person found Invictus really generic. No, you're not the only one. There's a lot of people don't like Invictus, just like a lot of people don't like Sauvage. I happen to like both. I like mass appealing fragrances. They're easy to grab. They're easy to spray and go. You get the occasional compliment. Somebody's going to tell you smell good, because the average person doesn't care as much as we do about fragrances. You know, we're enthusiasts. When you get to that enthusiast level, you care about things that are irrelevant to people that don't understand it, you know, because explaining what we're into to the average person that isn't far from into it, even remotely close to we are, it's a funny situation. It's a funny thing to try to do. You kind of have to feel them out to see how much information you want to give out, because you don't want to sound crazy, I guess, you know. Aquavelva. I have Aquavelva. I use that aftershave from time to time. Let's see. Bois de Portugal. I have tried that, and that's one that I would love to get because I love these old school fougere fragrances. There's so much I want to get, but man, it costs an arm and a leg to just get all these fragrances. Let's see. Friggin' water by comparison. Yeah, that's the thing. Since the buyout, the creeds have taken a bit of a dive. I had somebody ask me in the comments earlier today about, will I be looking to try Viking Cologne? No. Here's why. Justin and Grace, they're like family to me. They can't stand it. That's all I needed to hear. I trust them. I trust Justin. I trust Grace. Multiple times I have seen Grace not like that, and Justin agrees. So I'm good. I'm good. Hello from Philadelphia. How are you, Nick? Body oils because they're cheaper. Silver Mountain water, and was so disappointed. I'm glad I didn't pay 40 for 30. Woof. But the scent's great. Scent is good, you know. Let's see. Would you confirm whether light blue intense is as good as fragrance? Oh, I love it. If you've watched any of my videos involving fresh and long lasting, or fresh and beast mode, or my individual review on it, yes, I get fantastic performance. It is. I'm not going to say it's a guarantee, but as far as compliments, the chance is a lot higher with something like light blue intense, because in the air it's lovely. It will draw people in, and like I said, it's 9-10 hour fragrance on my skin. It performs. Directly off skin's a little rich and salty, but in the air, it's lovely. The hype is real on that one, in my opinion. I'm part of the hype. I love that stuff. Viking Cologne, nothing special. I got a sample of it. It's nothing special. And that's what everybody's told me. Everybody's told me. And look, I like to judge things on my own, but I don't know. It just doesn't entice me. I like the original Viking so much, and everything I've heard about Viking Cologne turns me off. So I'm not interested. Habibi fragrances. No, I have not. I have not. Hi from Norway. Let's see. Lemon Cleaner Vibe. That's Viking Cologne. I believe you. I absolutely believe you. You're not the first person to say that to me. What do you think about Armani Code Absolu? I haven't tried Le Male Le Parfum, but Code Absolu, I actually like it less than Profumo. And here's why. I feel like it's too sweet. I love sweet fragrances. You know, I like the modern fragrances, and sweet fragrances are part of that. But I feel like it's just a little too sweet. The tonka bean and the vanilla are so heavy in Absolute that I prefer Profumo a little bit more, because it's a little bit more powdery and leathery, but still has that sweetness. So Armani Code Profumo is the one I actually prefer. Let's see. I'm running away, Ross. Do more lives. Love it. I appreciate it, Patrick. Hey, next time I'm going to text you, and we can do one together if you're free. How about that? Because we haven't done anything in a while, Patrick. I miss you, my man. Everybody say bye to Patrick. So let's see. My girl can't get enough of BOP. So thank you, sir. Ethan, that's awesome, man. I'm super glad. That seems to be the thing that's I've been noticing, is the wives of people that have bought Business Over Pleasure seem to be enjoying the scent. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It was made to be versatile and something easy to wear to the office, obviously. But when your significant other likes it, put that in the win column. You know, I can vouch for that as well. Haven't tried anything from Diptyque. Shout out from the Philippines. My wife is half Filipino, so shout out to you. 15-year-old son is getting into cologne. What do you recommend that would make him stand out with kids? So something fresh and invigorating. It depends on how much you want to spend. If you're looking to spend under 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 40 bucks, give me something a little bit more detailed to work with, so I can really tailor my recommendation. I don't want to just be generic with my response, you know. Have you reviewed? So I did a first impressions on Sauvage Elixir a few days ago. I have a carded sample, and I have a bottle en route. I did go ahead and buy a bottle. Nishane's B16 and Beau de Jour smells similar. So I haven't tried B612. I have a sample, a decant of Beau de Jour, and Beau de Jour is very smooth. Fougères, love Fougères. I just haven't tried B6. The only Nichannés I have are Annie, Fan Your Flames, and Hassavat. Lalique Porum, that's a good one. Making wives happy, strengthening families. Yeah, you're right, Ricky. You ever tried Blue Seduction? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have so many Versace Mano Fresh scent profile fragrances, including Mano Fresh, that I kind of just leave it. Oh, the 35% off code is invalid now, so they just lost a bunch of business from the community then. Shop with Kingdom Fragrances. His prices are just as good, if not better, anyway. If he doesn't have it, check out a different discounter. Check out Aura Fragrances and places like that. Fragrance Net isn't the one-stop shop anymore. I haven't been buying from them much. Safest blind buy fragrance that projects well and smells unique. That is a tough question because I'd have to sit there and think about that one for a little bit. No, I haven't gotten a decant of Overture. And I don't even want a decant. I've smelled it. Justin let me smell it. We did a blind smell and rate on his channel, and I am absolutely going to get a bottle at some point. I've looked, and I'm looking at spending close around $300, and I'm cool with it. That fragrance is absolutely worth it. That is a standout. Fan Your Flames, good. Yes, Fan Your Flames is enough. Speaking of standouts, that's a standout fragrance. It's unique. Coconut rum, almost like a marshmallowy, burning woods kind of smell at the same time. It's got a sexiness to it. It's different. It's very different, very boozy, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Annie and Fan Your Flames are some sexy ass fragrances. Try those if you haven't. Captain and Coke. How many different fragrances? Anywhere from 2, 3, 4 potentially. It depends on what I have going on. So I wear something to the gym in the morning. When I get back, I wear my fragrance for the day. If it's something that doesn't last real long and we happen to run some errands or whatever, I will throw something else on or refresh. So it's either 2 or 3 fragrances at that point. If we go to dinner, could be something different. And then out the shower in the evenings, I do something. So anywhere from 2 to potentially even 5. Very rare, very, very rare that it's 5 that I do full wearings. But it's usually 2 to 3. 2 to 3 fragrances pretty much the standard for my day. Forever Luxe, yeah, Forever Luxe is a great place to buy from. They have an eBay store as well. As far as eBay, One Perfumes, Perfume Empire, eDiscount Perfumes, Forever Luxe, places like that, all reliable sellers, all great prices. 2 daily. Yeah, that's kind of standard for most people. If you wear your fragrance for the day and then you have something you like to spray out the shower, or your fragrance for the day and then just something you wear in the evening, even if it's, something geared for dates or whatever, most people do too, in the community anyways. People like us that are really into it. Intense. Yes. Let's see. I want to catch up. I missed a few. Just bought from Fragrance. Ferragamo Uomo Casual Life. That's a solid fragrance. I bought from Wall. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Have you tried? No, I have not. Benton Colors Man Black. I have not. I've never even heard of that, honestly. Looking forward to more live sessions. I appreciate that. It's not something I do often. This is only the second time I've gone live on this channel. I usually go live or end up on someone else's live on Instagram. It's usually IG live. But it was midday. I had these couple of packages. The Meleg fragrance came in yesterday. Sammy's fragrances came in a few days ago. This package of English Laundry Comfort came in. I figured, why not? Let's go live and talk about it. Eau Electrique, I think, is underrated. It's Versace Eros vibes, but a little bit smoother because it's more geranium and less mint. The mintiness comes from the geranium, and it's more tonka bean driven than strictly vanilla without the heavy dose of apple. It's very similar, but I do like the YSL version a little bit better. And it's one that I kind of strictly wear in the fall, to be honest with you. Dennis, I appreciate that, brother. You absolutely did not need to do that. Beginner niche fragrance, my default answer is always Cedrat Boisé from Mancera. The reason I say that is because it's hard not to like. It works for everything. It smells put together enough to where you can dress it up, but it's not so serious that you can't wear it dressed like I am right now. It's fresh, it's fruity, it works fine in the summer. You can just spray a few more times and cut through the cold in the winter. And from discounters, you're going to pay anywhere from like $65 to $85, depending on where you find it, which for a super versatile, signature scent worthy niche fragrance, that's fantastic. Cedrat Boise is always going to be my default answer for that. Love watching your stuff, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Devante, okay. Galan Loam Ideal Sport smells kind of like a blue version. Kind of, because of the watery notes really stand out. It's a watery almond. It's the strangest thing. I get why a lot of people don't like Galan Loam Ideal Sport, but I dig it because it's so different. That's why I dig it. You're kind of making me want to spray it right now, honestly. Give me a second. Boom, got it right here. Yeah, while we're talking about it, might as well spray it. This stuff is good. You can get the little carded samples, and I think you people should, everybody should try it. Give it a shot. Some people hate it, and you might end up hating it. You might think, oh, God, that was terrible. Why'd you make me waste $4, Ross? Well, now you know. You don't know if you don't try it. You know what I mean? So, oh, man, that's such a good fragrance. I love it. It's underrated as they come because most people don't like it. Those that like it, it's, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but we clearly got a few people, at least Fat Shady's into it. And you can see I really dig it. It made me go grab the damn bottle and spray it. Hate they discontinued the Girl on Cologne. Me too. Look, Cool replaced it, and Cool's good. I like Cool, but it's not as good as the Cologne flanker. The Cologne flanker is better. I'm sorry. Do you have a favorite? Valentino V Pour Homme. So my favorite is still Invictus Aqua, believe it or not. I have multiple fragrances that cost a few $100s a piece. Multiple at this stage. I have a vast collection. It's not a bragging thing. It's a perspective thing by me telling you this. I have so many more high quality fragrances than I used to have, and some that are amazing. So good, I hold them in such high regard that I don't even wear them that much. I save them for special events and go through the trouble of which one am I gonna wear. But Invictus Aqua, that synthetic delight, it's still my favorite fragrance. By having all of that to work with, these Roger Parfums fragrances, Montal, Mancera, Parfums de Marly, Creeds, all this stuff, Nishios and what have you, Argos, Kajal. I have everything from Kajal, every fragrance they make. I still like Invictus Aqua the absolute most. I know that's going to be kind of weird. But you like what you like, right? Don't have Cool. I'm happy with OG EDP. I have all of them except for the Extreme. And the Extreme I don't find is that great. Justin brought it to Chicago and I smelled it. And it's okay. It's not bad. It's just not, I wouldn't rank it in the top 3 of its own line. L'Intense is so good. EDP, Cologne. I mean, there's just, even the EDT is great. I was smelling, I sprayed the EDT on my arm a couple of nights ago. My favorite oud fragrance, dominated by oud, is Mancera the Oud. The oud, however you say it, Arabian oud. That is my favorite oud fragrance. It is pungent. Smells like a church pew kind of smell. You know what I mean? It's heavy oud with some rose. It's pungent. It's kind of stanky and skanky, and I just love that about it. It's not so much medicinal, but it's a hardcore smell for me. It's an acquired taste that not everybody's going to like, but that's my favorite for sure. Laugh at us and let's make something awesome and then make these frag heads flip when we discontinue it. I'm looking at you, Mont Blanc. Yeah, I don't think they care, Joe. It's all about the latest and greatest and what can we make money on. As soon as the money stream dips on something, they do away with it. And Justin, 502 Fragrance Reviews. So I know some of you know who he is. I hope all of you know who he is. If not, go check him out. He works for L'Oreal. Okay. He messaged me on Instagram yesterday. I hate to ruin his video because I told him he needs to make a video. He spoke to the reps that he deals with, and Acqua di Gio Profumo is being discontinued. I don't know if it's officially done now, but it is being discontinued. So if you have been holding off on getting a bottle of Acqua di Gio Profumo, get a damn bottle of Acqua di Gio Profumo. Because y'all know how that works. Look at what happened with the Senza. They discontinued it. The price started skyrocketing within a few short months. So if you've been holding off on getting that, he works for L'Oreal. Okay, so it's a reputable source that told me this. Get yourself a bottle sooner rather than later. You do have some time. Obviously, it's not something you got to do this second. I'm not saying you got to do it this second. But if you've been putting off getting it, or your bottle's running low and you want to get another bottle, do it sooner than later. Captain and Coke got a 5-ounce. My man, good move. Sooner rather than later, because once they're only found on eBay, y'all know how that goes. It's ridiculous. Has sales here and there. Keep an eye out. I got a 6-ounce bottle with free gift and samples for $99. Jesus Christ, Ken. Wow, that's impressive. Well, what's the closest I can get to Baccarat 540 without selling my firstborn? There's actually a lot of ways to go there. Haramine Amber Oud Rouge is really, that's become my favorite version of the X-Straight. As far as the EDP, you can go with Christian Siriano Oula Rouge. Samy Andraus Red Sapphire is a good version of the X-Straight. There's a lot of ways. Banana Republic, Rosewood Amour. My wife wore that the last 2 days. That's a good version of the EDP, a cheaper one. There's a lot of ways to do that for under 40, 50 bucks, you know. Keep an eye on Armani sales. Yeah. I've heard so much about Profumos are really that good. In my opinion, yes, it's the best of the line. And the whole line's good, in my opinion. Even Absolute Instinct. I wore that a couple days ago. Absolute's the one I wear the most. Profondo Lights is the one I've had the most recent love for. The newest release, I think it was great. But Profumo is still the king of the mountain for me. So I'm shocked that they're going to be discontinuing that. I think it's a bad move, but I don't know their sales figures. I don't know. I'm not involved in their business. You know what I mean? I just love the fragrance, and I think it's a shame. I will be getting a 4.2-ounce bottle to back up my 75 ml because that's a must-have in my opinion. Yeah, Amber Oud Rouge is fantastic. It's really good. Dior Homme Parfum, one of the greatest fragrances ever created in my opinion. Top 5 all time. Absolutely. I would describe it as ADG with incense and heavy patchouli. It's got a dark patchouli. And Absolute is like adding fruits and taking the incense away from Profumo because you still have the patchouli. So it's funny you say that. Mankind Hero, I have not tried. Miss Aqua Amara, can't get it. I have a bottle of Aqua Amara and I never wear it. I've worn it like twice. I got a 50 ml. I bought it because the price was skyrocketing. I was like, well, I better do it now. I don't even wear it. I wear Marine and Atlantique a lot more, mainly Atlantique. Allure Homme Sport Extreme, Eau Extreme. I don't find it smells like that much like the original Allure Homme Sport that it's flankered from. But Eau Extreme, I mean, if you want compliments, that's a safe fragrance to get. People love the way that smells. It's widespread loved. It's a decent performer. It's just one of those compliment-getting DNAs. It's fresh. It's versatile. It's signature scent worthy. It's a great fragrance. I don't have a bottle. I've smelled it a bunch of times. That's one that a lot of people around me wear. That's why I don't bother getting it. Aqua Amara, I wear it once, twice a year. Yeah, that's probably more than I wear it. I've had it for like 2 years, and I just don't wear it. 2 or 3 years. I just don't wear it. Guess Noir. Okay. Love to hear your opinions on a fragrance by Latifah. I haven't tried any of the Latifah fragrances. Best Creed. So Viking's actually my favorite. I love Viking. That's why I bought a bottle. I only own 2 bottles from Creed. I own a bottle of Aventus and I own a bottle of Viking. I think Viking is great. And that's just my opinion. Royal Oud is up there also. Millesime Imperial is up there. They got a lot of really good fragrances, but Viking's my favorite. What do you think it's compared to? So I had somebody tell me that it smells like Legend in my comments, and look, I get a little faint similarity, but I don't think it smells like Mont Blanc Legend that much. I think that's a little off. It's generic, it's basic. I can't really pinpoint a specific fragrance, but as soon as you smell it, it's something you've smelled before. That's immediately what you'll think. What are your hopes for the direction for this of this channel? Maybe you can end up being #1. It's not about being #1. I'm not interested in like it's just I just like pressing record and talking about fragrances. I have the reason I started this channel in the beginning is I didn't have anybody to talk about fragrances with, you know, and it just kind of evolved from there, and here we are. You know, I didn't do live streams for the longest time. This is the second live stream on here now. It's not about being #1, though I'm very competitive. I just, how can I improve? It's not about trying to beat someone else. I don't care what other channels are doing. Yes, I care about certain people, but as far as what other channels are doing with their content and so on, that's irrelevant to me. You know, I focus on what I'm doing. Over a year now, would love to work with you and meet you someday. Everyone else, YouTube and Legends to me. We appreciate that, Nick. Mobile Legend Intense. I like Legend Intense. I think it's better than the original. Now, Legend EDP I think is the best of the line as far as what smells like Legend, because there's flankers that don't smell like Legend at all. Legend Night and Legend Spirit, looking at you. But Legend EDP I think is the best one. That's my opinion. That would probably drive you crazy about fragrances in the comments section. No, look, if I didn't want to read the comments, I would disable the comments. You know, we wouldn't be doing this right now. I'm reading the comments and answering accordingly, you know. Sorry if I'm missing some of the comments. I'm trying to catch them back and forth. I appreciate that, RM. Thank you. 5 when I watch your videos. Maybe it's your voice. Okay, then. It's the first time I've been told that. I was going to say, well, I appreciate that, because I'm me. There's no gray area. You're either going to love me or you're going to hate me, and I'm fine either way. You know what I mean? I appreciate all of you. A lot of the names right here are regulars. You guys watch most of the videos. You guys comment pretty much every day. I appreciate all of you. You are the people I expected to show up for a live stream in the first place, because y'all truly support the channel and me, and I am grateful for that. I really do appreciate that, guys. What's the chains on your wrist? Show a close-up. Okay, sure. So, got a Rastaclat bracelet, because I am a sneakerhead, even though I sold off most of my collection. So hats was another thing. I mean, shoes was another thing I collected for years and years. I had almost 300 pairs at one point. Now I'm down to like 60. And then this is just a stainless thick rope style. This is red, white, and blue with the anchor nautical theme. And then lions, not sheep, a brand I have recently fallen in love with. Lead or be led. Be a leader, not a follower. Love lions, not sheep. So that's what's going on here. No watch today. Not wearing a watch today. Favorite scent of 2021 thus far? I think so far it's a tie. So my two favorite releases so far are Sauvage Elixir and Signature Rosé. Because I'm not going to be biased and sit here and say business over pleasure. That's a dick move to say my own fragrance. I'm not going to be like that. So Signature Rosé and Sauvage Elixir are the two that have wowed me to where I was like, wow, this could be the best release of the year. So it's between those two for me right now. I'm sure there's a third player that'll move into the mix. That's why I say that's two of my top three so far. Profondo Lights I love, but I wouldn't put it next to those. I think that was a great release, but I'm not going to put it next to those. Spice Bomb Infrared, I thought that was a great release. I'm not going to put it next to those. They didn't have the wow factor for me personally that Sauvage Elixir and Zaharoff Signature Rosé have. How do you come up with different ideas for the videos? It has to be hard to come. Yes and no. Yes and no. It depends. Sometimes an idea will come to me quickly. Sometimes I'll get a lot of requests for a certain thing. Sometimes I've already been working on stuff. Like when it comes to the individual reviews, they are what they are. I've been working on whatever I've been working on at the time. And then as far as the ideas for some of the list videos and stuff, it'll just randomly come to me. If I see a suggestion and it sounds like a good idea, I'll usually roll with it. I don't do a lot of tag videos unless it makes sense for me. Luckily, a lot of people reach out to me before they tag me, because sometimes I may have just done the tag a month ago and it's coming back around to me for some reason. Or maybe it's one I started and it makes its way back to me. That kind of stuff happens. Some nights it's a little tough to figure out what I want to do, and then other nights I'm just ready, and I just start rolling with it. No, that's the only Invicta watch I have, is the Lupa Dragon with the multicolored diamonds. It's got blue, yellow, and white diamonds all around it. That's the only Invicta watch that I have. So let's see. I've heard nothing but amazing things about Elixir. Yeah, Elixir's awesome. I think it's great, personally. I think it's great. Fragrances for rainy days video. That's one I haven't done. That's a possibility. Higher quality Mont Blanc Emblem Intense. I'm not sure, but Emblem Intense is pretty damn good. That was a cheapie that really surprised me this year. I didn't realize I would like it that much more than the original. It's so much better than the original, because the original's okay. That's why I hardly ever wear it anymore. I used to wear it a couple years ago. I got like half my 40. I got like 20 ml missing out of my 40 ml bottle. But when I got the Intense, I didn't realize how much better it actually was. Givenchy Gentleman Only is underrated. Yes, I've featured that one many times on this channel. That is a signature scent worthy fragrance that dresses up very well. It goes very well with a suit and tie. I've worn that with a suit and tie many times. Zorro Chrome or Polo Sport? Chrome. I like Chrome more. Leighton Exclusive, I think, is special. That's a fragrance that I wore for Christmas Day, as a matter of fact, this past year. I have certain holidays and certain events, because it takes Leighton and it makes it unique, makes it stand out, takes it from average to wow, from above average to wow, because Leighton's above average. Because of the muskiness and the oud and the leather and everything, the darker notes that have been added to it, it's a special fragrance. That's how I look at it. Boisé, Le Parfum, Absolute. Oh, so hands down, if you're asking me which of those three, Gentleman Boisé. That is a woody, spicy Irish fragrance. You should know that's where I'm going to go. If the Irish fragrance is one of the options, I'm going to say that. That's a really good fragrance, as long as you like iris. It's spicy, woody, and heavy on the iris. I haven't tried Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Le Parfum. Code Absolute. It's good, but it's not. I prefer Profumo more. Sold out on there's crazy hype on Elixir right now. I'm not surprised it's sold out on Dior's website. They have a hit. That's a hit. It should, honestly, it'd be even better for them if they wouldn't have put it in the Sauvage line. If they'd have made it a standalone fragrance, it'd be an even bigger hit, because some people are nervous because it's a Sauvage flanker. And yes, it does fit the DNA because the DNA is there in the background, but it's incredible. They did a great job with that. Dior puts out some good stuff. Grand Diver, I haven't gotten any of those. I'd like to get some more Seikos. I got a Hamilton Khaki King I've been wanting to get my hands on for the longest time. The stainless band too, not the leather band. Blackface, the Day Date, the Khaki King 2. That's probably the next watch I'll get. Speaking of watch, I get asked about my watches all the time. Had somebody ask me, actually it was Alfredo. Shout out to you, Alfredo, if you see this. Asked me about doing a video on my watches. No. This is strictly for fragrances. The other channel is for video games, motorcycle content, thrifting, all that stuff. I'm not displaying my watch collection so somebody can come try to rob me. Then I got to shoot them because they broke in my house, and it becomes a big old thing, you know. So, you know, not everybody needs to see what all I got. Let's see. Some watches I don't put on the channel. I got a nice watch collection. So let's see. Modern Tactical Gentleman, props. Frank Olivier. Okay, top 5 colognes for teens. Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Together is going to be the first one I'm going to say. Any blue fragrance, any blue fragrance you deem affordable for you. And for the winter, CK1 Shock for the cooler weather. Something fierce related. So Mont Blanc Legend probably, because that's going to be the more affordable way to go. And something cheap to just spray out the shower, like a Nautica Voyage. That's a safe 5 in my opinion. So whatever blue fragrance you deem, even as Jimmy Choo Man Blue, something like that. A blue fragrance, something you can wear that's going to work for everything. Let's see. El Gudo being your top 20 list from your collection. It's possible. I need to update that list. It's been a little over a year since the last time I did top 20 fragrances in my collection. I believe it's been a little over a year. I do need to update that. I just updated Cheap Fragrances for Life. A few things changed on there. Let's see. Take on Mercedes-Benz Cologne. I did a full review on that, and I have featured that a bunch of times in the summer, last year and this year, actually, and the year before. It's better than Dior Homme Cologne, in my opinion. It's a little bit more citrusy because of the added oranges, and it performs a little bit better. The quality's not quite as good, but I feel like overall it's the better fragrance to have. Dior Homme Intense smells like a makeup bag that has some vanillic sweetness with a nice creamy leather undertone. Does that make sense? Because the iris is very waxy. It's got that lipstick makeup bag kind of smell. It's floral powdery. This is a much more sweet version of Dior Homme. It takes the balance that the original has and it makes it sweeter. So it's the most popular of the Dior Hommes. The Parfum takes the leather and dials it up and dials the sweetness back. Ralph's Club's good. It's not what I expected. It's a blue fragrance. I expected a dense green woody fragrance, but it's a good fragrance. It's nothing new. That was the letdown. They went safe. They went really like smells like a bunch of other things kind of safe. You know, I like safe fragrances. Business Over Pleasure is a safe fragrance, but it doesn't smell like every blue fragrance out there. It smells like Business Over Pleasure. You know what I mean? Let's see. What's the first cologne I started with? Pierre Cardin. Cheapies for life. Love the previous vid. Appreciate that, David. 93 people, man. We've jumped up quite a bit. I appreciate everybody. Barry's in the house. Sensualize. Y'all go check out Barry's channel if you have not checked out Sensualize. You are missing out on some great content. Great content. Let's see. Smell you later. Modern Tactical Gentleman. I like that name. Polo Green EDP. Old school, modern, good take. I like that. Still not impressed? No, I'm not buying Invictus Victory. That one round turned me off. I'm going to test it again just to be sure, because I'm not going to judge everything based on just one time. I'm going to give it one more chance. But where I stand right now is I'm not buying a bottle. It's going to be missing from the line because I don't think it's that good. It's okay. It's not about it not smelling like Invictus for me. It's just I don't think it smells that good. And I normally love incense heavy fragrances. I just don't care for it, you know. Let's see. Favorite genre of music? That's kind of tough because I love listening to heavier rock, like Five Finger Death Punch, Godsmack, Disturbed, that kind of stuff. But I do love my Southern hip hop, you know, Houston rap and stuff like that, especially early 2000s. I've always loved Wayne, Lil Wayne, and I mean, there's variety for me. It's pretty much hip hop and rock. I do like some country, more late 80s, early 90s country, your Alan Jacksons, your Garth Brooks, stuff like that. A little bit of everything. I can delve in some techno, stuff like that. You know, there's some pop songs I'm cool with. It's a little bit of everything, but predominantly 90s and 2000s rock, new metal, stuff like that. And then a lot of hip hop. Let's see. Not today's hip hop. That shit's garbage. I'm talking 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s to about 2014, 2015. It's kind of when it really died off for me. Future's pretty much the only newer rapper that I actually care about. Let's see. I was going to ask earlier. Catatonia. No, I have not. That's mumble rap. Yeah, I don't like mumble rap. I don't. I love when they piss Eminem off. That's kind of the highlight of today's mumble rap for me, is when they piss Eminem off. That's the fun for me. Before the auto-tune crap. And look, auto-tune's okay. I mean, T-Pain made it a thing. And T-Pain actually don't need it. T-Pain's got a good voice. I love T-Pain. T-Pain made it a thing, though. It's T-Pain and Lil Wayne's fault. They started using it. T-Pain first. I could tell because your fragrance, Business Over Pleasure, was very fresh out the shower, safe, so I got the vibe. That's your taste. Yes. 2000s rock is my favorite. Me too. That's what I listen to while I'm at the gym. And then Five Finger Death Punch. I love Five Finger Death Punch. You want to talk about really get you going in the middle of a set? Oh, man. Love Five Finger Death Punch. Tool, of course. Grew up on Tool. Layton is a year-round fragrance. That depends on your climate, or if you're indoors a lot. If you're indoors a lot, anything's year-round, you know. Seven Dust, yeah, now we're talking. Zadig and Voltaire, this is him. That is a great fragrance. I got it this past winter. That's one I will be pulling out this fall. That may make my fall designer list, actually, because that is really good. I think that is a really, really good fragrance. I actually did a full review and giveaway with Kingdom Fragrances this past winter on that fragrance. I do not. Did you live in Texas? Okay, so Dallas. I was in the Sugar Land area, South Houston. So that was, I lived there for a few years. I'm actually from Louisiana, hence the Saints stuff all the time. Diehard Saints fan, even though we're going to be terrible this year. At best, we're looking at a 6-win season. But I'm still going to be hootatting and rah-rah and all that good shit. But we're going to be terrible. I'll be shocked if we win 7 games, but a fan's a fan. You support your team no matter what. And so I'm from Louisiana, but I lived in Texas for almost 4 years, and then now I'm in Colorado. And I'm going to be permanently in Colorado. We love it here. We're going to build out here. So we're in an apartment now. We're looking to get some property in the next 2 years once the housing market and property and real estate market calms down and chills out a little bit. But we've been eyeing some property up in the mountains. We're going to build probably in about 2 years. Let's see. Mouth's getting a little dry. Time for a Diet Dr. Pepper break. Excuse me. JT, it's TLTG 10. We'll save you 10% with Sammy. 6 wins, that's 5 more than my Giants. I think the Giants will be just about what and what with us. They might win a little less, though. The Giants are, because we still have Kamara. But once Kamara gets hurt, we're in a bind. Because you just ask Jameis Winston. He's an all-time great quarterback because he had a 5,000-yard season. But he also threw 30 interceptions and broke the record for interceptions returned for a touchdown in that same year. So, yeah, you're an all-time great at a few things. You think your team sucks? I'm a diehard Lions fan. Hey, I get it. I get it. Look, I am thankful. If we want to talk football for a second, I am thankful, so thankful, God, thank you. We had the era that we had with Sean Payton and Drew Brees. I honestly think we're about to be horrible for the next 2 years, and McCarthy is going to get himself fired because Jerry Jones does not keep coaches, and Sean Payton is going to be a Dallas Cowboys coach in 2 to 3 years. I hate to say it, but that's my gut feeling. There's too many ties to Dallas for Sean Payton, and look, with Brees gone, we're going to be garbage. So it is what it is. But I'm so thankful we got a Super Bowl out of it. We should have had another one the last couple of years, not necessarily last year, but 3 out of the last 4 years, we really had a good team to make a run. For some reason or another, each time in the playoffs, it just didn't work out. It wasn't meant to be, but at least I can say the Saints have won a Super Bowl. Never thought I'd be able to say that. But it's probably going to be the only one forever in my lifetime. Let's see. And Death Metal, the Southside White Sox fan here. Catch the field? No, but I saw a lot of posts about it. I was busy and wasn't able to watch it. But I think that's awesome that Major League Baseball did that Field of Dreams game. That is cool. That is cool. I wonder why it took this long for them to do that. Drew Brees is a legend. Yeah, he's an all-time great. The reason he'll never get talked about as top 5 is because he's only got 1 Super Bowl. It don't matter all the records he has. It doesn't matter. Because Tom Brady's going to have every record because he's going to play till he's 45 or 46. But, you know, I'm not saying he's better than Tom Brady. Tom Brady's got 7 Super Bowls, you know. But in my opinion, not just being biased as a Saints fan, I've watched him closely for 15 years. That man's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever throw a helmet on and get on an NFL field. I'm sorry. Yeah, the last couple of years he took a step back. He's becoming an old man for NFL standards, but historically he's one of the top 5 greatest ever. Just like with Dan Marino. Dan Marino didn't get a Super Bowl. He doesn't get as much credit as he deserves because Drew Brees was this generation's Dan Marino. Only he did get 1 Super Bowl. That's who I would compare him closest to. Dan Marino. Accurate. Deadly in his prime, even getting into the latter years. Let's see. No problem. That's a Hall of Fame candidate. Oh, yeah, he's first ballot, no doubt. I'd be blown away. Terrell Owens should have been first ballot. That was stupid. They made him wait. Stats are stats. Haven't seen if you ever put it in a video. Have you ever tried Insurrection fragrances? I have Insurrection Pure 2. I haven't featured it in a long time. I hardly ever wear it. It's solid. It's okay. $20. Smells like a muskier Creed Aventus. You know, a little bit muskier take on it. Synthetic, 4 or 5 hour fragrance, but $20. It's good. Let's see. Sunday in the Garage with Mike. It's the most interesting piece of trivia you know. That's a strange question. Huh. I don't know. That's hard to answer. That's hard to answer on the spot, to be honest with you. I really don't know. Need a long-lasting, clean scent. How long? That depends, because what you'll get out of the fragrance I suggest is most likely going to be different what I get, because Galloway from Parfums de Marly, that's a long-lasting, clean scent. It's going to be more than $100 though. Discounters, you're looking at 145, 150 for a tester, but it's like an 8-hour fragrance on my skin. Clean musk, fresh iris, not real powdery, not lipsticky, not floral. It's fresh. It's very clean, long-lasting fragrance. Yeah, that would be the one. If you can come up with a few more dollars, I would say Parfums de Marly Galloway. Underrated. Very clean fragrance that lasts. Here today, there are more ways to shuffle a deck of cards than there are atoms on the earth. Okay, all right. Let's see. Never watched the NFL. I guess it's a bit like rugby. Rugby's a bit more intense. You know, just like the NBA, they've pussified the NFL. You can barely touch anybody anymore. I'm surprised they haven't turned it into flag football. So, it's everything's a flag. You can't hit nobody no more. Rugby, they hit. Somebody's getting hurt in a rugby game every time, no matter what. Actually, you can spend less than $100 and get Cedrat Boisé. If you like fresh, fruity, and woody, that's a great one. That's a great fragrance. Montal Black Oud and Bottega Veneta. I don't have either one of those. I haven't tried either one, so I cannot offer opinion on either of those, unfortunately. I actually don't know of any gentleman-only smelling fragrances that projects better. I'm not sure, because that projection is a skin chemistry thing. Because for some people, I'm sure gentleman only projects very heavy. For some, it's probably close to the skin, like it seems like it might be for you. I don't know of any specifically that are just better performing versions of it. Nothing really comes to mind. Well, we've been rolling for quite a while now. Mission was accomplished talking about the fragrances that came in. I want to thank everybody that jumped in on here. Dave, what's up, man? You late to the party. I've been on here for a long time, like an hour. So I'm actually about to sign off. I do appreciate everybody that stopped in. Thank you so much for those, even if you came in just for a few seconds, or those of you that have been here the whole time. Shout out to all my peers, all the fellow reviewers that jumped in. Go through one after another. Check out their content. Scroll through the comments. You'll be able to tell who's got a channel. You know, check out their content. There's a lot of great channels out there with some really good content, some good people. And let's see. No, I'm away from home from work. Stop it, Dave. But thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate you guys. And stay tuned. I don't know what tomorrow's video will be. Haven't decided on it just yet. But I'll come up with something for you guys, something I find pretty interesting. I have a few ideas I'm tossing around right now, and I'll settle on one. Thank you guys again. We'll talk soon. Y'all have a great rest of your day.